Welcome to our quarterly impact report for Q1 of 2025. I am Chelsea, your podcast producer here at the Good Food CFO. And today I am joined by our host, the Good Food CFO herself, Sarah Delavan. Sarah, welcome.
Thank you, Chelsea. Nice to be here again.
Yeah, we talked last time about how we are going to be doing these impact reports every quarter.
Yep.
And so here we are ready to discuss Q1 of this year, 2025. And I'm going to throw it over to you for that.
Yeah, thank you. I want to kick off this quarterly impact report by talking about our community and how you all have supported our work here. Tip top of the list is our 13 Baba Yacht members who contributed a total of $504 to supporting the podcast during quarter one. We also generated $1,704 from the sales of our online tools, courses, and CFO office hours. So thank you to all of the founders who trust us to help you and support you in your work in building a profitable food business. The Baba Yacht memberships, these purchases, they are used directly for covering the cost of hosting our website, managing our website, and our podcasting platform, as well as the post production for 3 episodes of the podcast during Q1. Grateful for this. As we've mentioned before, the Good Food CFO is sort of a second brand, a sister company, if you will, to Sarah Delavan Consulting, which funds the majority of what we're able to do here. The more support we have from our community, the more support we can give back. So we're really striving to reach as many founders as we can. We're so excited for Baba Yacht membership and the sales of tools and resources to just really keep building month over month and quarter over quarter, because it means that we can do more, that we can create more, and that we can dedicate more time and resources to creating this podcast for all of you. So thank you so much for all of you who have contributed in whichever ways you have over Q1 and beyond. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And Sarah, are you ready to share what we were able to accomplish
I
because of
am.
that support?
I am. Yes. And feel free to jump in at any point, Chelsea, to give a little context to folks who, might not remember where we were at the end
Yeah.
of last year. So in Q1, we reached 50,000 all-time downloads. We have 882 podcast subscribers, which is a growth rate of how much, Chelsea?
Yeah, so that's a 10% growth rate from the end of 2024.
Amazing. And we also reached 267 YouTube subscribers, which is a growth rate of
Yeah, and with YouTube, we grew 18% since the end of 2024.
really exciting. The other remote from one another and sort of talking into what feels like a void sometimes to and not to really know how our numbers compare to
Yeah.
other numbers. It was really nice to sort of get that stat and know that we're growing and we're moving up the ranks. It's a very, very exciting thing. I think that said, we also have to share that we have a lot to accomplish still. We have a big, hairy, audacious goal of reaching 1 million food founders. We had a goal of reaching 500 subscribers on YouTube in Q1. We didn't quite get there.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Part of our job is to figure out, how to create the content that you all are looking for and how to share and how to reach those growth goals. So we're busy doing that. And any support that you all can give in terms of sharing about the podcast or subscribing if you don't already subscribe but you're enjoying, those are all really helpful ways to help us not only continue to grow but to really hit the milestones that we're working toward.
Yeah, and we also kind of going back to the support that we received from you guys, our community. Sarah, you were able to coach 5 different founders in CFO office hours this quarter.
Yeah, one of my favorite things to do. Love having founders in our CFO office hours and can't wait for those to come back in the fall.
Yeah, and then we also supported 11 different founders with all of our tools and resources. And then big news here. We completed our very first sponsored season of the podcast.
Yeah, and as a reminder, in addition to all of the support that you all give, sponsor support really helps us on the sort of marketing and other technical side of things, right? So it goes towards like things like better equipment, it goes toward investment in improving our branding, our marketing, our communication so that we can, really collaborate in reaching more people. In our day and age, the way things look, the way things sound, the way things are produced, it
Matters.
all matters. And so we're eager and excited to work with some additional sponsors in the very near future. We've got some things in the works. Having that first sponsorship and really getting to learn that we can do that on our own terms, much like we talk to all of our
Yes.
listeners about building a business on your own terms, has felt really good. And so we're really excited about the conversations we're having and who we'll have on the podcast in the future.
Yeah. And I think, kind of to wrap this up, Sarah, I know you've said this in the past, and I'll reiterate it here again. As you said, those sponsorships do help us with the more technical side of creating the content that all of our members. But as a reminder, it is you in our community that drive what that content is.
Yep.
We are not here if not to support you and help you and answer the questions that you have. So if there's anything that you've been wondering about, that you've wanted to ask, we love to hear from you. You can always reach out at hello@thegoodfoodcfo.com. Tell us what's on your mind. Tell us what you want to talk about. And, we'll make the content.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would add, tell us what you want to learn,
Yeah.
like tell us what you need. I think, something else to just add here is that the tools and resources that are on our website have come directly from my one-on-one work with clients. And so I know that there has been a need and we're seeing that they're matching a need as people are purchasing them and interacting with them from our website. But there are other things you need, other tools and resources that you're like, hey, I wish I had something that did this. Like communicate that with us as well. Because it's not just about the information and the podcast. It's also about the tactile things that you can utilize day to day to like actually really help you in your business with your specific needs. So we are all ears in all of the ways. Please reach out to us and let us know. As you've already said, Chelsea, we're excited to continue to grow. We're excited not just for growth, but for real impact in terms of helping founders. And we also love hearing from you if something has helped you, touched you, excited you, inspired you, frustrated you, maybe that you heard on the podcast. Let us know that too. It's just fun to know that folks are listening and having a reaction no matter what it is.
Yeah. All right. Well, Sarah, let's close out this video. Again, for everyone watching, thank you for clicking through and watching this second of many impact reports. And we'll see you again next quarter.
Have a good one.